Yo. That's funny that that excerpt was actually in the trailer because I remember laughing out loud at that particular scene where the character says, that wasn't a full sentence. But this is a movie that I want to suggest to all the citizens. It's out Friday, September the 15th. It's called Outlaw Johnny Black, right? And I thought it was really interesting because I'm a Westerns dude. You know what I mean? I like the old Westerns. I used to like to watch Clint Eastwood and all of those guys when I was younger. And so I didn't know what to expect from this, but I did know that it was from somebody. It was written, directed, produced, and stars somebody that we tremendously respect, who's been with us before on every aspect of the game. I watch him off when he's off camera, Heather, and I love what he does on camera as well. So it's my privilege. You know, if you ever watch Why Did I Get Married? Why Did I Get Married Too? For better or for worse, if you ever watch Spawn, if you ever watch Tyson, Black Dynamite, all of these amazing projects, then you know who I'm talking about. I want to welcome him to the show, the one and only Michael Jai White is here. Mike! What up, bro?
What's up, man?
What's up?
Good to see you.
How you doing?
I'm really well. Blessed and highly favored.
Blessed and highly favored. Man, good to have you on the show. I was thinking about Spawn, you know, when I mentioned that, because when we talk about a lot of the black superhero men and actors or actors who play superheroes, a lot of time I don't hear your name.
Well, I mean, I did it a long time ago.
But you were the first.
Yeah.
You were the first. So, you know.
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal, right? But I don't hear your name enough. And nothing knocking the ones whose names we do hear. But Spawn was huge. And the success of you and that character could easily open or close doors for other people to play similar roles, right?
True.
Yeah. When you took on that role, did you think of it like that, or was it just a check?
No, man. I was I just anything I do, I do it to the best of my ability, but I don't make expectations.
Okay.
You know, especially I understand, like as a black performer, you got to be like 3 times better, to get half as much, right? And so, I don't have a whole lot of expectations on there. I know, how it is, man. I looked at history.
Yeah.
And, there's so many people who I think are, underrepresented, me being, one of them.
Yeah.
But I kind of understand it, though, because, I mean, people are used to the type of folks that you could put on a certain shelf and know that's that type of person, the pigeonholing thing.
Yeah.
And I don't necessarily fit on one shelf. So sometimes it's confusing. It's like, well, okay, what do we do with that guy? Because but that's been, the story of my life. It's kind of like, I'm a little bit of a walking dichotomy. Is he from the suburbs or is he street? Or is I could be the funniest guy in the room or the most serious guy in the room. The nicest or the most violent. I don't, so people don't, that's confusing to a lot of folks. So they don't know where to peg you. So they just kind of go, okay, I don't know what that is.
So how do you go when that is? Like, how do you respond? Like,
I'm just me, man. It's like, so I was at a comedy club one time, and this comedian called me Denzel Van Schwarzenhart.
Oh my gosh. Schwarzenhart. Oh man.
Yeah, and it was funny. Everybody laughed, but I was like, damn, that's kind of insightful. Because, he was like Denzel Van Schwarzenhart. So all the things but that in essence, that kind of fit in a weird way. Because I'm kind of categorized in each of those kind of categories.
Well, that's so interesting.
Really, with Denzel, and then Van is
Van Damme.
Van Damme. Schwarzenegger.
Nigger, Sway, not nigga.
Nigger. This person was calling you a nigga?
No. I think with the weights and the bodybuilding.
My bad. I'm sorry, Michael. I just want to get clarity. And then Hart, because of comedy. And the first thing I said to you when I saw you is when I looked at Outlaw Johnny Black, I didn't expect to laugh so much.
Right, it's one of those things because you see me kicking people in the face, that usually kind of takes precedent.
Yeah.
So I started getting categorized as the guy that kicks people in the mouth, right? But like I've done actually more comedy than anything else. If you lined up everything I did.
Yeah.
So, but I understand the confusion for people.
Okay.
Right, because when you start thinking about why did I get married, Black Dynamite and all the stuff on TV, and there's actually a lot of comedy there. But again, I don't expect people to really get it.
Well, I get it. Michael Jai White is here. The new movie, the film Outlaw Johnny Black, is in theaters. It's in theaters.
Right.
We ain't saying
He ain't been saying that
streaming.
in a while.
I ain't get a chance to say it's in theaters September the 15th.
Yes,
I
sir.
get it too. Michael, thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for sharing. Sway mentioned like your roles in this, but you sharing this side of you, I think the cast as well makes sense for me. I was looking at this cast, and I was like, my goodness, Glenn Turman, I remember him from Cooley High. Hats off, a bunch of flowers to him. Tommy Davidson, he's been a guest here so many times in the layers. I've heard other comedians just give him flowers for what he's been able to do just in comedy in that DMV area. Anika Noni Rose, my gosh, every time I see her, I just want to hug her and just tell her, I don't care if they never announce your name. I'm always screaming your name at award shows from my couch, at home. And then Jill Scott. So these layers of folks who you just cannot put them in a box, I think it speaks to who you are personally as well. And then to me, it was like a way of giving back to those folks that are so multi-talented that don't fit in a box. So just salute on the cast alone from me to you.
Well, thank you. I get an opportunity to put these people on their platforms. But I mean, and they're just amazing.
For
they're
real.
amazing. So it's when we talk about people who are underrated, that's a through line there. But I mean, this was a VIP just an amazing cast that's just so multi-hyphenate, So this was an amazing opportunity for me. That's the thing I'm most proud of. But I'm really proud of the responses I'm getting from the critics and the test audiences because I mean it's like. It's just like you raising your child. Yeah. You raise your child in the best way you can, and it's got to, kind of be out there and in the world. And the people are getting it. They're getting that fact that I have a deeper message within the comedy and the action and everything else. A message about, redemption and forgiveness. And, I want to do a thing to where when I was, growing up, when I was a kid, I was watching these movies with Sidney Poitier and Harry Belafonte. Yeah. The Uptown Saturday Night.
Ooh, Geechee Dan and them.
Yeah. And man, I felt so great. Yeah. About my culture and my people and everything else. And I wanted to do that for another generation. And I wanted my generation and older to kind of relive that. So I did it exactly like it was in the 70s. Yeah. The same bullet sounds and everything else. And plus, I'm a big lover like yourself of westerns, because they had morality. They had morality. I don't want to sound like the old dude, but there was morality in everything. And I wanted to kind of revisit that.
The movie, the first movie I ever saw as a kid, since we go in here, Michael, was Blazing Saddles.
Oh. Lovely.
I never heard of that.
If you know. I'm not even gonna give y'all.
Do you know in Detroit they're playing Blazing Saddles and Outlaw Johnny Black as a double feature?
Really?
Yes.
Why in Detroit? Of all places, why?
Because they right on.
Right. What up though?
But they're doing a double they're doing double features.
Wow.
With Blazing Saddles and with Equalizer. So I mean, I'm feeling really good about that.
You're gonna do great. And this is through your company. Is it Gigantic?
Yes, sir.
Gigantic. What a ill ass name.
Yeah, for real.
Damn it! When I saw that, just on some hip hop shit, I almost hated on you that you had a good name. Somebody have a better name than you. You start, you start feeling away. So, are you under pressure to succeed, or this is just a passion of love?
Man, it's out of love, man.
Okay.
I feel like I already succeeded. If you can do your best, you already succeeded. What could you wish for?
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? So I mean, how it performs, just like I said, I raised my child the best way I can, and then it's on its own.
It's on its own.
So it's like, man, I'm already blessed. So no matter what, I already won.
That's a beautiful mindset.
Come on, man, I like this, man. Come on, Tracy, get in there, Tracy.
Yeah, as a multi-hyphenate, Michael, because you've been able to excel in so many different lanes, both in front of the camera and behind the camera, is there an area right now that you're like, this is actually an area of improvement for me?
Well, I mean, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. I mean, I feel like I can do a whole lot. I've actually purchased and creating a studio.
Okay.
I was a school teacher before I was an actor.
Where?
I didn't know that. Wow.
in Bridgeport, Connecticut.
For what subject?
EMD, which is emotionally disturbed. I was a special ed teacher. And so I was able to reach kids who were very much like me, because I've been on my own since I was 14. And so, a lot of experiences go into this whole acting thing, firsthand and everything else. But in a way, my real job is, giving back. And so I want to do that in the way of film and television, and creating our own stories and telling our stories, and really cultivating the youth, and their talent. So I mean, that's to me the chapter I want to head toward.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Love.
Man. Michael Jai White is here.
Beautiful.
We're talking about his newest project, and I want to encourage all you guys to check it out. Outlaw Johnny Black is in theaters Friday. September the 15th. Man,
Friday.
Got some callers, bro. We got Black from Charlotte.
What up, Black? Black.
What's up? What up? Shout out to Sway, Tracy, Jr.
What's up, baby? We good.
What's
Save it up
up?
the mic.
What's going on? Yeah, what's up, Mike?
What's up, man?
Hey, man, you one of my favorite actors, man. One of my favorite movies is Black Dynamite, man. I threw that shit from the other side of the room.
I can tell you a little story about that. Do you know who influenced me for that line?
Who?
Nah.
Ice-T.
Oh, yeah?
Ice-T. Ice-T is one of the funniest storytellers I've ever met.
I agree.
Right? And he told me about this fight he had at a club. And he was hiding under the table, and then he got out and ended up running into somebody, hit him, and the guy fell out, and it got good to him, and he jumped on a table like the Riddler. This is what he told me. And he said, "Ha!" And he jumped on the table like that. I laughed so hard. It stuck in my head, and I swear to you, at that moment in Black Dynamite, when I say, I threw that before I hopped, I walked in the room.
You could say it, man.
I jumped. I was imitating Ice-T on the story he told me.
Wow.
Yep.
That was your inspiration for that?
That because it was so funny how he jumped like that, and he went like this. I did the same thing right before I did that line. And so, I'm sorry, I took a detour.
No.
Give it up for hip-hop.
Give it up for hip-hop. We celebrating the 50th anniversary. Hip-hop got Michael another gig.
Win-win.
Hey, Black, anything you want to say in closing?
Yeah, I just want to say, man, you met my cousin, too, in L.A., Santa Monica. My cousin Tyrone and his wife Liz. I think I was out on a walk or something like that. And I went down there to visit them, and I was like, damn, I was mad because I didn't get the chance to see. But shout out to you and everything you do. Shout out to the whole morning show, man.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Black, for that was very important. The way
Michael remembers your cousin and them walking down the street.
Way to bring it home.
Was it the look in my eye that made you realize that I remembered?
Yeah. As soon as you brought that up, Michael's threw his hand up. Yeah. I remember that. Black, you're a citizen, man.
Sway in the morning.
There's only one Tyrone.
Only one, and not the one Badu was talking
That's
about.
an original name right there.
Yeah.
That Tyrone's parents went out their way to find that name.
Yo, man.
All right.
I
I think that name's outlawed now.
Outlaw.
Tyrone?
Yeah, I think it was banned.
What?
For real?
Yeah, they banned Tyrone and Leroy the same year.
I'm dying.
You serious?
And Leroy.
Yeah.
They banned him.
Yeah, didn't you get the?
I didn't get
Okay.
My email was packed. My email was
Okay.
full. I didn't get it.
No
They banned they
story.
shit Tyrone and Leroy.
Leroy.
And we got Malik on the line right now. He's gonna be
Another
banned
ban.
soon.
Hey, Malik.
Hey, Malik.
No, about 3 more years.
Malik.
Hey, is it Malik? Oh, okay, Malik. That's a little different.
Wow.
Okay.
We'll give you
Malik?
5 years. What up, Malik? Say what's up to
What
Michael. What up, brother?
What's up,
Where
man?
that nigga Bones?
Okay.
Where that nigga Bones?
To everybody who's confused right now, he's doing a line from Blood and Bones, and he's not.
Blood and Bones.
Yeah. So I just wanted to help out.
Context.
Hey, listen, callers, y'all are bombing right now. So
Don't
take the
embarrass
next
us.
caller.
No, but they all are huge fans. Like Michael got
That's
dudes.
the thing. That's the thing. That was one of a fantastic movie that a lot of people hardly ever talk about. I mean, Mike been in this game for a long time, and I appreciate him as well as I appreciate everybody in the morning. Sway, you my nigga, Sway. My family's been up there quite a couple of times. Heather,
What up?
Oh man, I'm scared of Heather.
You should be. You got good reason. Trust me.
Sway,
Yes.
right quick. My brother I grew up with was on your show maybe about a couple of months ago. Keith Perry from FUBU.
Yes. That's your brother.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's my brother. Yeah, we grew up together, man. I mean, we got some funny stories to tell. We've been in the game.
Okay, we got
Like
a
your
guest.
real
Home
brother
down
or
there.
like your real brother?
No.
Blood wouldn't make us any closer.
Oh,
Oh, man.
Okay.
That's deep right there.
So they don't have screeners anymore for these.
no, we have a screener,
okay,
Michael.
okay.
It's just a trick
Okay,
sometimes.
Okay. All right. Hey. Oh, you talking about phone screeners?
Yeah.
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 Well, that's our phone screener. Look at our phone screener. You think he's gonna stop anybody? He's like one love, peace. Whoever wants to get on the air, get on the air. If you're righteous, you get on.
Explain that. Long time listener, first time caller. Can I get my sound effects, please?
Eddie boss his
Damn.
way around.
Michael, every first time caller receives this. Michael was like, what the hell is going on?
Okay.
All right. Welcome to the
I
show,
appreciate
Malik.
y'all
You're a
taking my
super
call,
citizen,
man.
Nah, it's all love, man. You know, I always can tell by by the callers the impact a guest has made. Right?
Yeah.
And you got grown men calling in character.
Yeah.
Is that better than an Oscar?
Well, I mean, it's interesting.
It is interesting,
Yeah,
right?
It absolutely is. It absolutely is. On the street, sometimes people kind of do that, and there's sometimes they forget themselves.
What a way to put it.
I like the way you put that.
Yeah.
Nobody ever challenges you though.
No, I used to think that would happen. Mm-hmm. But it really doesn't. It's just really only a few times, a long time ago.
Like random people would challenge you.
Well, I don't get challenged. No.
Okay.
Like I said, I thought that would happen.
Uh-huh.
One time in Wilmington, it kind of happened.
Like what happened? Like
I don't know the statute of limitation type of thing. I don't know how long that lasts for, but
oh shit.
yeah, but
okay. All right, you can't talk about it.
well, I don't
No, never mind. It's cool.
Well, yeah, well, there's somebody,
Yeah, but they pretty. Trace, you know why I asked him this, right?
Right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anthony is on the line.
Going back to the calls,
Yeah, I'm
huh?
going back to the callers. I'm tapping out.
Bring it back.
And go ahead.
Hey guys, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Mr. White, Michael J. White, sir.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you for all you do. Okay, for all of us brothers who grew up watching kung fu movies, wanting to be just like Jet Li and all that, and Bruce Lee, thank you, sir.
Well, thank you.
Now, my question to you, Chi Sao versus Push Hands. Where do you see which one to you would be the greatest to practice at right now?
And can you explain the difference?
Well, it's a kind of a Tai Chi or Qigong type of thing. Well, I don't think I'm helped at all by giving you that information.
No, that didn't help.
Well,
Michael. It's a discipline.
It's a kung fu.
Okay.
It's that type of thing. And to me, all right, I'll put this in context. Kung Fu are like Tai Chi and all that. The Kung Fu's really old, right? And like say Tai Chi to me is one of the best martial arts because of the health benefits, the breathing and your fitness and everything else. But it's not necessarily something that is going to help you on in an alley. You know what I'm saying? So just put all these things in different contexts. But push hands, all of that, it's really great for your breathing, for your overall health.
Okay.
So what he's talking about is Kung Fu. It's a deeper thing. It's a very traditional, old Chinese type of thing.
Okay. All right. So what's your question? What does he prefer to practice, Anthony, or which one he prefers?
Yeah. Because I've seen him do some Tai Chi moves in a few movies, and I've studied for years, but I've also studied some Wing Chun and doing Chi Sao. So I was just wondering, just on a personal level.
Yeah, I would say Chi Sao, that kind, because with push hands you got to have somebody else, right? So yeah, I would designate that.
You designate that.
Yeah,
okay.
but also just to be the old dude, this where the martial arts came from before it went to China. Okay,
Africa.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, well look, I want everybody to look up Damo.
Spell it.
Damo. There it is.
Okay.
Damo.
It's the man that looks like us who brought Kung Fu to China.
Wow.
Okay. He brought not only Kung Fu, but Buddhism to the Shaolin Temple.
Absolutely.
So, let's, put
Where was he from?
From Africa through India and then to China.
He traveled.
Yeah. And in a little what do you call it, like trivia thing. My part in Kill Bill, the extra footage, that's my name in
Damo.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino loved the idea that a black man brought Kung Fu to China. That's why one of the reasons he shot that scene where I'm leading a band of Chinese people.
Do China recognize this?
Absolutely. China is the first to recognize this.
Okay.
There's statues of Damo all over the place and paintings. And he's brown. And there's a lot of historical paintings of brown leaders teaching the monks.
Teaching the monks.
And statues of Damo, he's very much George Jefferson-ish with the, receding, but nappy hair. You don't create an old statue with nappy hair by accident.
Yeah.
So, just a little bit of...
Especially back then.
Yeah, because I've been in China several times, trained in Beijing for years. Not years on, back and forth. You know what I mean? So, that's something I... just want to throw out there.
That's important.
Hey, Anthony, thanks for your call, man. You're a
Hey,
citizen.
no, thank you guys.
Sway in the morning.
Thank you guys.
Michael Jai White is here. We had Sifu, who was, Sifu, he was the, he defected from China, Shaolin monk that taught RZA,
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Wesley Snipes, all these guys.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Wait a minute. That's a friend. Y'all never met? Have y'all met?
Yeah, I met him.
Yeah. So what was that like? Do people always try to put y'all against each other?
No.
What was it like?
Man, it's like one of these things that I don't know if I should talk about this. There's the truth and there's a fantasy. Okay.
The truth and then there's the fantasy.
Yeah, okay. We grew up with the movies, right?
Yeah.
And, there was a time where in the United States, we made a lot of cowboy movies like we love.
Yeah.
And, in Japan, they were making samurai movies. As you notice, the lineage, as we kept making those movies, the samurai ran up against guns and innovation and everything. Cowboys ran up against, motorized, horses, basically, right? There's a reason why in the Shaolin Kung Fu movies, you don't see that. Because the Shaolin Temple burned down close to 400 years ago. They were decimated. So the Shaolin Temple was gone hundreds of years ago. That's why all those movies are in ancient times. You don't see a gun or you don't see the advent of anything else because they didn't exist. So when we were making the cowboy movies and Japan was making the samurai movies, China, who stepped into the movie making, they glorified the Shaolin Temple from a long time ago. People don't realize that in a lot of those movies it will start with back when the Shaolin Temple was
you know what?
Before it got burnt down. It's like Chin Bi Hong, whatever. So it's ancient times, right? So in 1983, when they opened China back up and people started going back there after Mao Zedong was gone, who outlawed religion and everything else, right? So Westerners kept coming there going, where's the Shaolin Temple? Because they saw movies about it all throughout the 70s. And, people in China was like, what are you talking about? Burnt down 400 years ago. We don't have that anymore. But in 83, they resurrected a replica of the Shaolin Temple. These are facts, y'all. Okay. Very easily, you can easily find this out.
Michael's not saying this. This happens.
Yes, and as a person that's been going back and forth to China since the 80s, okay, they resurrected the Shaolin Temple, and right around 85, shortly after that, they would have townspeople dressed like Shaolin monks for tourism. And later on, they started hiring people to do kung fu in the temple for tourism. 85 or so, they started accepting people to go and kind of interact with the Shaolin monks, right?
Okay.
Who were mainly just some people that was teaching kung fu, and it became a business. But there's an inference that people think that these Shaolin monks are connected to. It's not. You can call this the Shaolin monks of 83, if you want to.
And beyond.
Well, because, it's kind of like, because to say that you are being taught or you are a Shaolin monk is to say you are a knight of the round table.
I get what you're saying.
It's the same time period as well. So if I said, hey, I'm a knight of the round table, maybe, I could sound crazy, but
could you be taught though with the same teachings?
How?
Was it no scrolls or were things documented?
So what we're dealing with is our imaginations.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, I'm just wondering.
Right. So maybe you can, but why couldn't you do that in the Bronx? Those teachings or whatever. If it wasn't for these movies, where would our minds be about Shaolin monks? They could have this could have been done about the Tibetan monks, and we've been talking about the Tibetan monks are the baddest cats in the world. We want to believe in those type of archetypes, those superheroes. This isn't a human thing.
Yeah.
But the truth is, the Shaolin Temple burnt down 400 damn years ago.
Okay,
right?
so
that's just the truth. It's cool, and if somebody picked it back up and resurrected the tradition, hey, all the more power to you. I'd say, hey, that's who you are. But let's not, just be honest and go, okay, we started this back up.
I see what you mean.
Okay, we started it back up. And now it's that because the rest of the world don't know there's been a 300-year gap.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
So it's kind of exploitive.
So part of me is like, yep, okay.
Did you bring that up when you met him?
Well, we knew.
Oh,
when I met him in L.A. And I told him, and so first he was like, he had the robe on and everything else, and I said, I trained with Wu Ben. He goes, okay, because Wu Ben is the coach of the Beijing Wushu team. Now, what's funny is the Beijing Wushu team is like the all-star team of Kung Fu. This is what's funny and ironic. Every time you've seen a movie about a Shaolin monk, it was done by a member of the Beijing Wushu team.
Oh wow! So what?
Beijing Wushu. That's what Jet Li was.
Okay.
And Wu Ben is Jet Li's teacher. That's who I was training with.
Damn.
Shit.
So when I told
Different.
him,
That's a stunt. Torch, where you at? That's a stunt right
That is
there.
a
yeah. So these are all you can look this up, but what that's bizarre because when Gordon Lau, all these people who the people that you've seen, Shaolin Wushu has been the cream of the crop of all the regions in China. Like it's almost like kind of like a Olympic team.
Yeah.
Where children who have the most promise are, brought from their villages or whatever and trained in the Beijing Wushu team as the elite. And it's almost like Menudo. After a certain point, they're out. When say they're 25, they're damn near too old.
Yeah.
Because it's like the level of performance is so high.
It's that high.
And so when they retire from the Beijing Wushu team, they become movie stars. But the crazy thing is, the Beijing Wushu team will tour the world, and people don't want to see that. They want to see the Shaolin monks.
Yeah.
Who are levels underneath the Beijing Wushu team.
I see what you mean.
But because
Have better
of the,
publicity.
but because of the branding and what we want to believe is that the Shaolin monks are these killer, like
The mythological.
yeah, because I mean it's and sometimes I don't like explaining this, even though I am an educator and I this is something I know about, but it just kind of rains on people's parade when you tell them Santa Claus ain't freaking real.
Man, stop! You better tell them. Shit.
Yeah,
we
but-
don't want no fake Santas.
But it's more fun to believe it. So I'm gonna be hated for it because
the truth is the truth,
What did,
Michael.
out of everything you said, what did you make up?
Right, exactly.
What
Did you make up? Out of everything you just said.
No, I didn't make anything.
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you can't be hated for the truth.
Yeah, well, because if it messes with people's belief system and everything else, it's not comfortable.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah,
People
but,
hate the messenger.
Yeah, but welcome to our show.
Yeah.
All right, you can
But-
speak your mind.
We love the truth here.
Yeah, but I figure, our lives intersected for this reason right now.
Yeah, there you go.
You know what I mean?
Because, yeah.
So it's like I have responsibility. 'Cause
Absolutely.
So I got to be me. I got to be truthful.
And you got responsibilities,
Yes, sir.
right? I
Yes,
love
sir.
it, man. Can you come back sometime in the future, man?
Yeah, man.
Come
definitely.
on, man.
This is home.
This is your
Thank you.
house, homie.
Yeah.
Michael Jai White. Get this guy a round of
Well,
applause.
thank you for the truth, the breakdown.
You can't help but get this food when this man speaks. I see your
And it's
interviews.
all receivable.
Yeah,
Get the
all
receipts.
receivable. He's the producer, writer, director, and the star. Outlaw Johnny Black in theaters September the 15th. Great to have you on the show today, Michael.
For real.
Great to meet your lovely wife as well.
Yes.
And,
She's mad pretty.
and your whole team over there, man. They love their iPhones.